Hello again, and welcome back to Benny's Alternate Universe. Just trying to get myself situated here. In terms of light, I seem to be in some kind of darkness. I'll turn that around. There we go. Can you hear me? Let me get a little bit closer. I wanted to show off this red tape caddy that I discovered. It's been a very special week because it's bulk trash pickup time here in my hometown of Connecticut, and people throw out a lot of fantastic stuff. You know, I go around with my girlfriend a lot. We like to look and see what we can find, and it's a lot of fun for us. And it's really funny, we seem to find things that we want or need. I thought it was really, really ironic for those of you who saw episode 27 that I would find a cassette of King Diamond, Conspiracy. Now, you know, in the last episode I was bitching that I want some Merciful Fate tapes. And those of you who are Merciful Fate fans or King Diamond fans know that they're pretty much interchangeable, especially at this point in his career. This is killer. I listened to this today when I had time. I was running in and out, taking care of a lot of things. Been very busy lately, which is wonderful. I'm really happy about that. So expect a review for King Diamond Conspiracy coming up real soon. But I want to digest that. I want to do a lot of research and make sure I get it right because, well, I do love Merciful Fate and King Diamond. I'm not really that up on King Diamond's solo career. It's very expansive. I know most, if not all, of his albums are concept albums, and I'm sure Conspiracy is. I believe it's the sequel to Them, but there'll be more on that later as I learn more. Tonight we're going to talk real briefly about another tape that I found in bulk trash. One of my all-time favorites, which I very sadly had to sell not too long ago due to financial hardships. But now I have it back. And I meant to review it, and I never got around to it, so what better time than right now? Faith No More's The Real Thing. I think the common misconception is that this is the debut of Faith No More. It's not. I believe this is their third album. It's the first with vocalist Mike Patton, who is vocalist extraordinaire, one of the best singers of this style of music. Alt metal or experimental rock. He's been in Fantomas with King Buzzo from the Melvins and Dave Lombardo from Slayer on drums. Phenomenal group. I saw them open for Tool many years ago. I believe it was 2004 at the Hartford Civic Center. They went on to do a number of great albums, but my favorite is always going to be The Real Thing. This had the big hit that maybe you can hear right now. I have it playing pretty quietly because it's late right now. Been a busy day, but I just really wanted to comment on what I got in bulk trash. And you know, it's been said you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. So, you know, we're living hardcore. We're looking for stuff to flip, stuff to listen to, in addition to these cassettes that I found. And there's some more that will be definitely reviewed because Cinderella's Night Songs is a ripper. Love this album. I just haven't listened to it enough. I really want to get to King Diamond next. I also found these 105 vinyls. I don't know if you can see them properly. The perspective is kind of whacked. I don't know. They're over there somewheres. Kind of hard to steer the camera from this particular angle. But I found 105 classic rock and new wave vinyls from Talking Heads, Prince, The Who, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Beatles, you name it, Dave Clark 5, ton of great artists, great stuff. I'm looking forward to digging into a lot of Jethro Tull. Love Jethro Tull, Rush. So anyway, Faith No More, The Real Thing, was pretty groundbreaking for the time. I believe it was 1990 when this hit the airwaves. The song we're hearing underneath us right now, Epic. '89. An epic, was a big hit, fusing rap and rock in a way that had never been done before. The Chili Peppers had been experimenting with rap and rock, and this song was much heavier than anything Chili Peppers were doing, so it was a new direction, soon to be followed by Rage Against the Machine and a slew of other artists. But this was really cool at the time when it came out. Very unusual sound, and Patton's a great singer. He has a beautiful voice. He can really sing harsh, or he can sing very clear. And the follow-up to this album, Angel Dust, would see him kind of spreading out a lot more vocally, for better or worse. I mean, I prefer this album because I feel like it's heavier overall, and it's a little less ambitious. And Faith No More is a pretty progressive band, but they're also a band that has awesome rhythm section that creates great grooves. And this album is just super groovy in a lot of places, falling to pieces. Woodpecker from Mars, I remember, is really sick. And their version of War Pigs is one of the only Sabbath covers I've ever heard that I feel rivals the original. It's really great. They had a sound on this album that was very big, great guitar tones, great vocal sound. My favorite production that I've heard from Faith No More. There was one weird song which was Edge of the World, which was cool. You know, I don't mind the occasional weird song, but I like when they stay in the heavy metal zone, so to speak. Jim Martin coming through with a lot of great riffs on definitely Zombie Eaters, Surprise You're Dead. The whole album is just rad. I liked this album as a kid. I listened to it quite a bit, but I really fell in love with it when I was working overnight shift at the grocery store. I just listened to this all night long, literally, and it was pretty great. Kept me up. It's got a lot of great energy, good variety. There's I forget which one it was. It might be Woodpecker from Mars, that they get into like the Middle Eastern styles. Again, you know, these are just tapes that I found today as I was out scouring around, seeing what's going on with the bulk trash scene. Found a lot of cool stuff. Found a white denim jacket for my girl, and you know, some books, World's Best Dirty Jokes. I think that's going to be great. And that's it, you know. London Telephone Booth. Certainly there's a lot more to be said about Faith No More is the real thing, but, you know, let this serve as a little reminder to check it out, put it on. Great rock album of the late 80s, early 90s. And a band that I would say did not go on to bigger things, but developed a very loyal cult following, and Patton in particular, but the band Faith No More as well. And they are back together at this point. They did an album not too long ago called Sol Invictus that I've yet to hear. I don't know if it was released on cassette, but definitely the real thing. Great album. Angel Dust, great album, and really great band, unique band of the time. Funky, heavy, always thought-provoking with the lyrics. Nice keyboard textures, which was kind of rare or going out of style at the time. They stuck with it with the keyboards to their strength. I don't know where my ducks are right now. It's kind of in disarray because I just have a lot of new stuff in here that I'm sorting through, deciding what I'm going to do with it, and researching it. So thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, checking out what's going on in our scene, and look forward to some Cinderella and some King Diamond reviews coming up very soon on Benny's Alternate Universe. So long.